All right.
So welcome. How are you feeling?
I'm good.
Okay, you're good.
How are you feeling?
I'm good.
Okay.
It was you know what happened behind the scenes, but it's good to be here. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Made Podcast. I am your host, Juliet Olabanji, and today with me I have an incredible guest. Our resume is extensive, but she's very modest with it. And I read this resume, humbly. She is a doctor. She is also a healthcare cyber security expert. She's an educator and a business consultant with a PhD. I did say doctor, right? And a mission to help women build secure, scalable, and tech-forward businesses. She's a veteran. Really?
Yes.
I saw that somewhere, actually. Thank you for your service. She's a veteran and the founder of CuraSec, Inc. She blends deep technical knowledge with business strategy to empower modern entrepreneurs. Welcome today, Dr. Omotolani. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you so much for coming. I don't even know where I want to start because you have such a rich, diverse background. How do you feel about your resume, first of all? How do you feel about that?
I feel like I am the Jill of all trades.
Okay.
At the end of I think I'm a serial entrepreneur. I feel that I could be more focused. However, I just like doing things. I like learning. I like getting my hands wet in all type of different subjects. So honestly,
multifaceted.
Exactly. I'm literally my resume has everything on it, and I've done everything. But at the same time, it's just nice to say, "Oh, I've done a little bit of that."
Yeah,
I don't know it all, but I've done a little bit of that. So.
And you're just getting started.
You're
just getting started. And needless to say, she's Nigerian. Of course. Needless to say, she's Nigerian. So tell me a little bit about your background. Being Nigerian. Were you born here?
Yes, born and raised.
All right. Where?
So I was born and raised in Dallas, Texas.
Nice. So you're native to Texas.
Yes.
Okay.
I've moved away. Of course, I've gotten out of the four walls of Dallas. So I've lived in many different places, from Atlanta, New Orleans, Delaware, and then we ended up back in Texas. Here we are.
Nice. So how do you? Texas is home for you.
Yes.
How do you love being here in Texas?
Do
you see yourself somewhere else?
Absolutely. Across the waters. I see myself across the waters. We're here raising our family at the start because we want other family members. That support system, your village, right? When the kids are young, you want your village to be able to assist where it's needed, and you also want them to be able to see them in their developing days, right, for the kids. So that's really why the family is here, and it's mainly my family here. My husband's family is not here. So because my family is here, as the woman, I just need a little extra support.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason we're in Texas.
Oh, nice. That's big enough for you.
Yeah, that's a big enough reason.
Excuse me, because I'm in Florida, and my parents are in Pennsylvania. My sister is here in Texas. So it's just like sometimes having that core, support system can be a little stressful. Yeah. Okay, so tell me about your background. How did you navigate, being in a Nigerian family, being born into a Nigerian family, then, saying, "Oh, mom, dad, I want to serve United States." And then from there, like, "Mom, dad, I am going to get my, my bachelor's, maybe master's and PhD." Get me through that.
Okay, so first and foremost, let me get a little bit more comfortable here. I was raised by my mother.
Okay.
My dad went back to Nigeria, I believe, when I was 5. So he had been in Nigeria the whole time. Being raised by my mom, I will say that regardless, I was raised in a Nigerian household.
Also,
because I was raised by my mom, my grandmother, my aunts, my uncles, any and everybody who stayed with the village, right? I would say that I was able to understand my culture, gain my culture, understand the language, everything because of the household that I was raised in. The outside environment was what taught me I want to say the streets of America. My husband likes to say, you know, I would have thought you were born and raised in Nigeria because
of the swagger, the demeanor.
He was like, you move like you were born and raised in Nigeria, but you understand how to navigate the American system. I said, yeah, because at the end of the day, you have to understand both. I believe, from my perspective, you have to understand both,
Absolutely.
right? So, I do have 2 older sisters. My 2 older sisters went on and pursued what they wanted to pursue in life. And so I believe that by the time my mom got to me, she wasn't as hard.
She was a little... So are you the last?
I am the last girl. I had a baby brother who passed away 10 years ago. So it was more so like, okay, I made good grades. I played every sport. I was business savvy from a very young age. I'm talking about I had people at school selling candy for me.
And I was paying the dealer.
Right, and I was paying them with candy.
Yeah.
And collecting money. You see? So, you know.
That's funny.
So I told at first I wanted to be a doctor, right? I wanted to be an OBGYN. That was like my dream. And I think that's because I Googled top paying doctors in the world, and OBGYN came up as one of the top 30. And I was like, okay, I can do that. I love money. I'm money motivated. I'm never going to hide that.
I love that.
Right.
A lot of women shy away from like money, and it's I don't know. This is, by the way, anyway, this is like also like, you know, pop culture going on. I don't know if you saw this Danish Deception.
No, I haven't seen it.
But you heard about it? So, and the girl, she's Nigerian, of course, and I mean, not that it matters, but we can relate to that. In one of her reasons for, you know, shrinking and playing small, she's like, oh yeah, you know, I don't want him to think like I'm a gold digger. But the guy ended up scamming her and swindling her family members hundreds and thousands of dollars, 300,000, I think, more than that. But like when it came to her actually being who she is, she would always put money into consideration. Like, oh, I don't want him to think that I'm with him for money. And that is actually prevalent with a lot of women as well. Like, I don't want to be saying that it's a gold digger. I don't know where that come from. So I'm like, I like the fact that you're like vocal about it.
I was very vocal. Everybody I dated, I am with you because you can pay bills. What are we talking about? Because if you think about it, research shows that men are with women because of the sexual attraction, right? Women were attracted to money.
And I told my husband this as well. I'm like, a lot of people in the you know, culture, social media, whatever, it's like, oh, women use men. I'm like, men use women more than women. Men use women, and they're very calculated. Men are logical. If they see that you fit where they're going or whatever, like they're for you for a reason. They're with you for a reason.
Exactly.
Like, so why aren't women really taking that into consideration when, you know?
Oh, I could give you a whole story behind that, but for me, I lived a life. Girl, I lived a life. I'm not gonna put my business out like that, but I lived a life, right? And I chose to wait before I get into that. Now, moving from being money motivated my whole life, right? Telling my mom what I wanted to do, not accomplishing that, right? Then I said, oh, I'm going to go be a nurse. And then I was like, for me, I don't believe in becoming a nurse because I could be a doctor. You know, my mom was a nurse for over 30 years. Nothing wrong with nurses. Nurses have saved my life. My child's life. Like, you know, nurses are beautiful professions. It's just not for me.
Exactly.
Right. Because I feel like if I'm going to do that, I need to just go all the way for me. In my dreams and what I wanted to pursue. Right. So when I realized, okay, that's not for me. And then I did my undergrad in biology and my GPA was not there. Right. I went on to say, okay, let me focus on something else. At the time, I had a best friend who I had a conversation with, like, hey, I'm still trying to figure out this medical school thing. I was joining the military at the same time as graduated from college. And she was like, you know, maybe you should look at tech because what you would be making in 10 years as a doctor, you'll be making in a year in 10. I said, okay. So I took her advice. I listened to it. And so I went into a tech profession within the military. So
Nice.
but while I was in that tech profession, I was still trying to get into med school on the outside. Like, okay, I'm gonna try to get a master's in this, that. I got deployed in 2019, and I sat there and I said, God, if tech is what I need to focus on, because I was having a hard time. I said, if tech is what I am supposed to be doing, show me the way.
So you were having a hard time getting into med school, or just getting into
Just really figuring out what I really wanted to do.
Okay.
That I
So
wanted,
you had
I wanted
options.
To, yes.
So you weren't really clear on which one to go all in.
Like, okay, if I want to go to med school, I don't want to fail out of med school. You don't ever want to fail out of whatever you're pursuing. So in the back of my mind, I was like, I was doubting myself. And my thing is, when I doubt myself, that means there's something underneath that it's going to make it harder than what it is. When I doubt myself before making a decision, it's like that decision may not be the best decision.
You want to go in there having peace of mind, like this is it. I've chosen, and I'm gonna. So even if it doesn't work out, I know that
I was okay.
I was yes.
So I was deployed, and I was living in a tent, and I prayed and I said, God, show me my way. Show me my way. Show me where I'm supposed to be. And I applied for a master's program at the University of Dallas and got in.
Nice.
That's where it all started. I said, I hear you.
Tech, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I got my master's in cybersecurity. I said, okay, God, I hear you. I had the perfect support system while I was deployed. They were helping me with my classes. I'm talking about, I had a mathematician helping me with my data analytics class. So I had the perfect
environment,
right, and foundation to really get me started. A year later, I was deployed again to Germany this time, and I finished my master's. I graduated and took pictures in the corner of the living room, like, oh, I did it. That's literally sitting there with my glasses in my hands, like I did it. And that was my graduation photo shoot, because at the end of the day, I've never been the one to like really big celebrate myself. So that was just like, oh, I did it, right? But in the back of my head, I still had a love for healthcare. I was working in tech. I landed a tech job the same year.
So at this time, when you landed this tech job, was it when you were deployed?
Yes.
Or, okay.
So while I was deployed, I just finished my master's. I was studying for the CISSP. I was in Germany. I landed a job at IBM back in Atlanta.
Nice.
So, like, all of that was happening.
By the way, IBM is a big company.
Yeah, of course, you know.
Yeah.
So I landed that job, and they were paying me. I'm talking about they paid me shy of 100. I said, I'll take it.
And okay, before we get into this is also for people that are probably going into tech. And me hearing like this company, I'm just like, okay, for the people that don't know that, like, these are like, big, they're not just gonna collapse tomorrow. Like, these are like big tech companies. Yeah, right. Okay, so continue.
So actually, hold on. So I landed that job. Before I landed that job, I completely skipped. I went through a tech boot camp. Okay. For veterans. I went through the tech boot camp, landed an internship with Citi Bank. Yeah, Citibank. Okay. So I was an IT project manager with them. And while I was with them, I ended up leaving them because I got deployed. Went on the first deployment. When I came back, because I was deployed to Africa. When I came back.
Oh, where in Africa?
Niger. Literally.
Isn't there like war there or something like that?
No, it's not war.
Okay.
No, but I was living in tents. Sandstorms, all of it. And I was doing some major projects then when I was there. But moved from, when I left there, I landed a job as a cybersecurity officer for a clearing firm. You know what a clearing firm is? That's in the financial realm as well. So the clearinghouse, securities, bonds, big people money.
Okay.
Yeah, so I built their cybersecurity program from the ground up. They had none. They had no infrastructure whatsoever.
Really?
I didn't know what I was doing.
You did it. But you did it.
Yes.
Okay. So
I had no idea what I was doing.
wow. But I want to put a pin there because the story people can get carried away in the story, but this is actually you forging a path. And for listeners that are interested in cybersecurity or even tech, that don't know where to start from, maybe you perhaps are interested in serving the country as well, or maybe not, because they have a lot of resources if you go into the Army, Air Force, Navy, all of those. But even if you don't, a good place to start is looking for opportunities as boot camp.
Yes.
Because I know there are different companies that even run this boot camp, like their service to the people type of thing.
Right.
And then after the boot camp, then you can build your resume and then try to find a job or work with a recruiter or something like that. Or how would you recommend that? With someone that doesn't have any background.
Because I wouldn't recommend a boot camp.
Really? Okay. So give us, because I had a friend, she went through the boot camp and she's not working with that anyway.
Yeah, I'm not the typical join tech person.
Okay.
No, don't do it.
So for people that are really, they feel strongly about, tech.
Okay.
Or at least they know the money is good. Because let's be real, the money is good.
It is
if
good.
you find a good
opportunity.
yes. So how would you say that they can go from zero to good? May not be the top role, but like comfortable.
Okay. First and foremost, they have to understand their why. That's the big thing. Like if money is your why, then money is your why. If your family your why, if your future is your why, you really have to understand your why. And I will get into that in a minute. But your why, and then you have to understand that it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Tech was hard for me to get into. I don't care what nobody said. I failed Security Plus 4 times. And that's a foundation to exam for cybersecurity.
Yeah.
I failed it 4 times. So at the end of the day, it's hard. Not everybody learns the same. Not everybody can move at the same pace as others. Right? So first you understand your why. Secondly, understand that it's hard. It's hard. Like
and anything is hard. You can live a poor life. That's hard.
Yeah.
Living paycheck to paycheck is hard.
Yeah.
Putting your head to the ground for a while to get what you need, that's also hard.
Yes.
So they have to choose.
Exactly. You choose wisely.
Yeah.
So it's hard. Then you have to be delusional. It's not realistic. It's delusional. So I know delusional is like a big thing now. Everybody's saying, I've been delusional since I made my first $20 in middle school. I've been delusional since then. And for me, honestly, it's not delusional. For me, it's reality.
It's reality.
It's but the way people talk about it is as if you're being delusional. I said, no, this has always been a reality for me. I see myself how my dream life looks like. I see myself living it.
And if you don't touch it, it's like you feel like it's not there yet.
Yeah,
even when people look at you and like, oh, you're living good, and you're like, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
So you can't big me up right now, because I wish you can see what I have in my head.
Like quantum leaps are real.
They are.
And I can see myself in a complete different leap. Like I could see it. And I've seen it for years. Now, the one thing I will say I didn't see was a husband and kids.
You didn't see that one.
I did not see that. Even though I am thankful to God.
You're just going to keep using
No problem. I am thankful to God for what God has blessed me, because I have spoken about it. It wasn't a visualization of mine. But so understand your why, understand that it's hard, but also understanding that
you have to
be delusional or set your reality. Journal your path. So you need to write down your actual path. This is what people don't do.
People don't write. Not a lot of people write anymore. I don't know why that is.
That I'm not a journal. I'm not a journal.
But you have to write things down. There's a feeling that you get, not just a feeling, but there's something that goes on in your brain when you put pen to paper and you actually write your visions down, write your path down. Like, where do I see myself? The pictures are nice.
It makes it true.
Yeah, but like, write things down.
It makes it true. So you write down the journal. When I say you write down, like you write down your path. Okay, step 1, become an analyst. How?
Yes. Yes.
Step 2, become an engineer.
How?
Right. Step 3, what's like, write it down. So I wrote down the steps from becoming a cybersecurity journeyman within the military to becoming a security engineer, one of the top paying within the industry at that time. Right. This was 10 years ago.
Wow.
I became an engineer within 3. So for me, it was like, okay, what do I do now? Like, I've been stuck trying to figure out, okay, what's next? Because I made it to the top. Now, I did once upon a time say I want to be a CISO, but I've seen that in action. I'm not that. So then you write your path down and then just go after it and understand everybody's going to say no. Out of the 200 no's that I got, it took 1 yes. It took one yes.
That is the thing. No matter how many doors you knock on and you get that shut in your face, you have to keep knocking.
It takes one.
You just need one person. I was talking to someone recently. They're new to entrepreneurship and they want to get into the beauty place. And I'm like, instead of you figuring all of this out, why don't you look for people around you that are already doing it? Oh yeah, no, they're gonna think I'm like a competitor. They're gonna think I want their business and not gonna want to. I'm like, no, like for everyone that thinks you're a competitor, there's one person that's willing to teach you. And even if they don't want to teach you, offer them like, would you want me to be a mentor relationship? Or do you have a program where I can pay you for you to coach me? They already have the inventory, they have vendors, they have everything. Just pay to play, but there's this mindset of no, like people are going to tell me no. Okay. So, then move on to the next person.
Yeah, but I will say this. Your friend was right about people feeling as if they're competitive.
Yeah.
Because I had a mentor and she wanted what I wanted to do in terms of starting my business. So she connected me with someone else she knew. I had, a consultation with the woman and we had a conversation and it just felt like she was beating me down the whole conversation. Like, I'm telling you. So I went back to my mentor and I said, the conversation was very like, I'm her competition.
And that's the thing. I think people don't, unconsciously, people don't realize that the way you interact with people is the pedestal that you put them on. So she unknowingly have put you on a higher pedestal, or even high enough that she sees you as a threat.
Yeah, and that was interesting because I said, I'm really just starting in cyber. She's been in for more than 10 years.
So,
you would think that you would assist me and what I could do is help build my business and you would get the more qualified clients that I said, well, I can't handle this. Or I would become a subcontractor. Like, I was thinking of these things back then.
Already. Not everyone thinks like that.
Like, I was already like, okay, how can I get some money in your pocket and in mine? Like, I'm not your competition. I can even, by your mentorship, I can even steer my business in a different way. Therefore, we're collabing with whatever it is we do. It's just, it's interesting. It is an interesting, it's interesting. Yeah. Trying to find a mentor or mentee because, like you say, the beauty industry, I've worked as a virtual assistant for some of the top makeup artists here in Dallas. And what they've experienced as an individual who's being asked to mentor, they've mentored someone and someone went off and basically stole the concept of their business. So it's both ways. People are scared to mentor. And there are mentees that are scared to look for mentors.
Yeah, and I think that's where structuring your business properly and your intellectual property comes in. A lot of people, maybe they don't even think that their business would blow up or they would be making that much, and they just get by because there's no how you're going to want to hoard your knowledge and expect people to find you through your knowledge.
Right.
You know, because you want to keep it to yourself. Nobody, I don't want people to steal it. But then you're doing yourself a disservice long term.
Right.
Yeah. So what you just described is like strategic partnership. And I love the power to collaborate with people or to be parallel with people. You know, you might not be like a direct collaborator, but like, hey, if your business complement mine, we can work together.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's go back to your path. Now you're a vet. Well, you've been deployed.
Got my first degree, landed a job as a cybersecurity officer, got deployed again, landed a job as IBM, left the old job when I got back, moved to Atlanta and started working as a cybersecurity consultant for IBM. I was there for 2 years before I moved on to becoming an analyst for the DoD. That was short-lived. It was the what do you call them? The goody boy, the goody boy society, whatever. The white men who felt like, an educated black woman
is a threat to them.
Very much so. And I don't keep my mouth shut in terms of if you're doing something wrong, I am very vocal. So I was vocal. I lost my job because of that.
You lost your job because you were very vocal. How do you navigate that part of you, that personality, that trait in the corporate space? Being a vocal, educated black woman.
How do I navigate it? So I have imposter syndrome. So it depends. I will be very honest. It depends on the room.
It depends on the room.
It does depend on the room. With my imposter syndrome, I'm handling it better nowadays. But before, that's a good question. How do I navigate it? Because I have a very robust personality. So, it's interesting. Back then, I just didn't like when people would try to hide. I don't like when people try to talk to us like we're stupid. That's one thing I don't, especially when I know what I'm talking about. And you're trying to make me feel small and stupid. At this point, I need to say something. And I remember getting fired and they said on the call in front of everybody, there'll be no repercussions. I got an email the next day talking about, we're going to give you 2 weeks. We're going to give you a severance package for this and that. I said, yeah, y'all couldn't handle it. A black educated young woman, you could not handle it.
Were you a consultant or full-time?
This was when I was a full-time analyst for the DoD. So I had moved from being a consultant. But God already had me in his favor because I was interviewing for other jobs. And I got another job by the time that was
settled. By
the time they were sending me the email, I was getting an offer letter at the same time.
Look at that.
That was God. Okay. So I went from that to navigating the space. I wasn't navigating anything. I just was like, we're not doing that.
Okay, so
sometimes it's a we not doing that. Sometimes it's a I don't know what to say in this situation. And sometimes it's just I'm not gonna say anything. Sometimes I just nowadays I just look at people and smile because there's a different caliber to who I am. We now have doctor in front of my name, right? And there's people who try to play on my name in the industry. They try to play on my name, and they will not use my title. They'll say Mrs. Instead of doctor. right? I've introduced myself as doctor, and then they'll turn around and say Mrs. Yeah, just to, and it's usually older white men. And I'll say that was doctor. I've been on a meeting and I said,
you correct
doctor,
them.
and they laughed and said, Mrs. I said, well, it looks like this conversation is now over. Thank you for your time today, and hung up.
That's it.
And my supervisor, he was a CISO. CISO called me and said, that was the right thing to do. Because he's a black doctor too. He said, that's the right thing to do. I said, yeah. Yeah, because one thing you're not going to do is disrespect me in front of my colleagues.
Absolutely.
You're not going to do that.
Absolutely. I was not standing for that too.
Yeah, you're not.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and then nowadays in my current role, I go by Dr. O. I've had somebody say, do I have to call you that? I said, can you say Omotolani Olasoi? Oh, okay. So it's Dr. O. Because you can't pronounce my name. So the fact that I'm even giving you Dr. O and not making you say Dr. Omotolani, you have to understand there's some, because I'm very hard up about my name. You just have to learn it. Yes, some people call me Omi, but those are the people who know how to say my name. Right? My friends today will come and say Omotolani, and they call me Tola or they call me Omi. But they can do that because they learned how to say my name. So, honestly, my big personality, sometimes I'll act like I'm really small in the room, and I observe more nowadays, especially I've read a lot of books about sitting in the back of the room and just listening. Because the most powerful person in the room is the person that's sitting in the back listening. So that's kind of how I do it now, and that helps me control my imposter syndrome.
Nice.
By sitting in the room, listening, letting everybody hash out, because at the end of the day, if I don't say anything, you can't say anything to me. And then at the end of the day, I'll do a recap, then I'll send my questions out. This is what
That's nice. There's something when I was coaching like execs, there's something called like back of the room coaching. So I think that's a powerful move and play when you just quiet, let everyone speak first,
right?
And then that gives you time to think about what they're saying and then take notes. And if you want a rebuttal or have like a different point of view, then you come in that way. And usually the last speaker is not wrong because you've said everything.
They've said everything.
You said everything.
So I had time to think about it.
Yeah, right. Oh, nice. Okay. When did the doctor come into play?
Once I got my master's, let me see, when did it come into play? I moved to Atlanta. I was in Atlanta, and I was trying to figure out how to merge my love for healthcare and my newfound passion of cybersecurity together. And I found that at Capital Technology, and they had a PhD. They have a PhD program and a doctorate of science program as well. One is more logical, one is more theoretical. So I decided to pursue a PhD, and just basically took my love for healthcare and cybersecurity and merged the two. I said, okay, I'm a doctor of healthcare and cybersecurity. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
And I told my mom, I said, you're going to get a doctor. It may not be a medical doctor, but you're going to get a doctor.
And I am the doctor.
Exactly. Okay. First doctor in his family.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how you do it. Did you think at the time of you starting out, in tech, that this was possible? Do you envision you getting the best of both worlds of your interest?
No. But I knew it tied in somewhere, because there was biomedical engineering, there was biotech. So I knew it was there somewhere, and I would eventually get back to it, but I didn't know how.
And that's what I like to tell people. If you want it bad enough, you're going to find it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If you want it bad enough, you're going to find it. So when it comes to, the corporate space, you just gave a talk at Afrotech. How was that experience?
It was great. It definitely helped. It helped me understand where I am professionally or I would say on professionally on a platform in front of others. Mm-hmm. It helped me identify my strengths and my weaknesses. Mm-hmm. And it helped me kind of curate how I want to move in the future with speaking in front of others.
Nice. Mm-hmm. And I love that because my friend says this, it's not about who's the best. It's about who is, and how does he say it? It's like, it doesn't matter if you're the best. Mm-hmm. It matters if you're seen, or is the one that is best seen, or something like that. Visibility.
So that's what I'm in right now. I am in my visibility era.
Yes.
Yes. Even if I'm not speaking well, even if I'm not showing up in the best dress, visibility. I am now getting out there now. I'm showing myself. I'm becoming more vocal. Hey, I'm here, right?
Yeah. And so is that important for the path to not just leadership and being like a thought leader in your area and field, mm-hmm. but just for you as well, being someone that carries so much power?
When you say, how was that? What are you?
Like what I meant was, what is the role of visibility to your goal, your end goal? Oof. Like, you can be powerful but not seen. But yeah, what is, how does visibility comes into play when we're talking about influence and power?
So for me, visibility plays into the role of being an African American woman who was doing amazing things, and other little Black girls can look at me and say she did it, or really to say that my kids can look at that. Sorry, getting a little emotional. I can say that my kids can say, yeah, my mommy did that. Mm-hmm. My mommy was on the face of Forbes. My mom got her doctorate. It was about setting the standard for others, period, right? For our upcoming generation. I want to be seen as a standard. I don't I'm not the top of the top. I'm just a standard. That's what I wanted to set, the standard. And that might sound crazy, but to set the standard, to say my daughter can say, oh, my mama got her doctorate. So the doctorate is the bare minimum. That's a standard. Like, I'm making that very known to my children. This is a standard. So don't make it seem like it's more than what it is. Even though it's a lot, we're Nigerian. So it's as if, whatever we do is our parents celebrate it, but it's still like, okay, you did it. What's next? Mm-hmm. It's a standard. Not to say that I won't celebrate my kids, but I want them to understand that this is the bare minimum in my eyes. Whatever you get, I'm happy. You can stop at a bachelor's, I'll be fine. But also know that mommy set a standard, right? For all the other black little girls, they can see that it's possible. It's possible, right? And I will honestly say it wasn't that hard. The hardest piece of education that I received was my undergrad. My master's was not hard. The PhD for me was not hard. For others, it's very hard. But for me, it was not hard. So at the end of the day, the only power that I will say that I have is being able to say that I am an African American woman who is setting a standard, who's breaking boundaries, who I don't see a ceiling. They say, oh, there's a glass. I don't see anything up there, Mm-hmm. I just see, I'm trying to navigate a way up.
Yeah, I love that so much. You're not trying to be the top, but it's the standard. And we live in a world whereby people are chipping away from standard, from bare minimum.
Yeah.
It's like the bar keeps lowering. And sometimes that makes the upcoming generation more fragile. Mm-hmm. And there's this point whereby we need to reconstruct the idea behind fragility and what is possible. And I know to a lot of, Black young girls, immigrants, is like, can I do it? Can I, get to this PhD level, get the best job. You know, a lot of people have family back home. They're immigrants. Am I able to live a life of sufficiency here and also take care of my people back home? For the African American living in you know, lower income houses, can I get out of the trenches? You know, and when they see a black face on a billboard, on a magazine, on a commercial, you know, in C-suite position, it's like telling them something in my brain. If Omotolani can do it, I can do it. If she is a doctor, let's believe it, I can be a doctor as well. You know, so I really love how you're harnessing the power of visibility with intention to just go past yourself and your babies, your family, but also to like the larger, you know, demographic.
And I'll tell you a little story. So I was getting my hair done back when Fatu was braiding. Those who know Fatu in Dallas, the braider.
She's Guinean or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe she's not.
I think she's not.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, well, Fatu, she was braiding, and I was at her shop, and I was just speaking, and her mother, I think I was getting my locks retightened, something of that nature, and her mom was there, and I was speaking about, I'm done. I went to undergrad. I can't do it. Da 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 da. Her mother asked a question and said, or she told me, she said, if you could do undergrad, why can't you do a master's? You already started. You clearly can do it. So why don't you just continue? I think about that till this day. Her mother telling me that till this day. That you've already done the hard part. So why not just finish it out? So when she told me that, that's when I started looking into master's programs. Was that piece of advice there? And until this day, I don't think she knows how significant that was. And I might, tell Fatu. I might need to tell her that so she can, tell her mother this. But just to have me told that was enough for me to say, let me keep going. Right, you'd be so surprised how people can affect you.
It's just a seed. It's just a word. Like, if you can do this, if you've already done this, why not just finish it out? Like, what makes you think this one is harder than this? And another thing is,
and turned out everything else was easier.
Because when you grow, like the older you get, the more your capacity for things. When you're younger, it's like. When you're in grade 1, grade 1 is like grade 1, but you go past grade 1. When you're in grade 5, you have the capacity for grade 5 material, right? So and I think that the challenge is like people don't want to stretch themselves.
Oh yeah.
Like people don't want to stretch themselves.
It's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard.
It's a mental barrier more than it is actually the physical.
It is. It's hard.
It is.
It's hard. I know it's hard. I am one of those people who mentally have struggles. It's hard. I would never say it's easy. I will always say it's hard. Mentally, to get over those little humps, it's so hard. But I just have to say, okay, keep doing it. Because really, nothing I've ever done in life, listen, before I say this statement, really, yeah, most of everything I've done in life was for my future self. So nothing was just for me. Yeah. I was thinking about my kids. When I joined the military, I was thinking about my kids. Mind you, I don't have kids or husband or anything. I was thinking about, okay, when I join the military, what type of healthcare am I going to have? What type of benefits am I going to have? What's allotted with those benefits? It's a business. Life is a business.
Life is a business.
It really is. So I was thinking about, okay, when I buy my first house, I can give it to my kids. Like, I was thinking like that. I've never once thought, I'm joining the military for me.
Just for the sake of.
Right. No. It was always a better life for my children.
Interesting. Do you have a plan? Because it sounds like you're intentional about what you do, how you place yourself, and the things that you pursue. Even if you don't have because I know people do, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? Even if it's not like that, do you have like milestones and whereby you're like, okay, check. Check.
Funny. So I used to always say there's no such thing as goals. There's only milestones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I believe
people
in milestones.
would be like, can you set a goal?
Yeah, I'm not really too big on goals, but
Yeah,
I like checkers, indicators, but like
I
milestones.
set a goal, and I was so upset that I did that because I set a goal, I reached the goal, and did not know what to do. I was stagnant. So, and I actually been battling with this for the last couple of years because I set that goal, and when I hit the goal, I was like,
No, okay.
right. So I'm having to shift back into the mentality of milestones. But no, we asked if I had a plan. No, I don't have a plan. I just know what I want, what I need, and I know that I'm going to have to find a way to get there. It's never been like I wrote down a plan to get there. No. I've never been that person. I'm very sporadic. My husband can tell you that I will start something and not finish.
I'm like clenching on my foot, like
as much as that is, I am a very disciplined person. So if there is something that I want to do, it's impossible for me not to do it. It's virtually impossible. Nothing can stop me when there's something that I want to do. And my friends can tell you this. My friends can say, "Oh, if she said it, she's most likely going to get it done." Because there's sometimes that I talk about things often, and I just stop talking about it. It's like, oh, she most likely not going to do that.
And then
but when it's something, right? And then when there's something that I really like, you know what? This is going to be done. Then I really get into that. All right, time to ramp things up.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm not gonna lie to you and say I have a plan. My husband always get on to me for that. Really? I said, sir, I am not a project manager. I've never been a project. Well, I was a project manager for 6 weeks and hated it.
Oh, really? It's like babysitting adults.
You want me to create a what? A chart for you? I'm not that person. So I've never really had a plan. I write down tasks that I need to get done.
Nice.
And do that and call it a day.
So I have a planner that is being published right now.
Okay, nice.
And the way that it goes about it is like, having tasks, but the task is divided into 3 parts of the day.
Okay.
One is virtue, one is visibility, and the other is value.
Okay.
So you have like tasks under each container of things. Because a lot of times when I see like a lot of the planners and, how people get through their day and they write their tasks, they feel overwhelmed. Or like, I need to check all of this off. And when they don't check it off, it's like they failed, even though all of these things were accomplished throughout the course of the day. So like, I'm like, what framework and method can you put in place to give you that dopamine of, okay, I've gotten things done, and give you a reward system, and also intentional towards the things that would move the needle. So I'm like, go ahead.
I am organized chaos.
Tell me about that.
So when I go to my husband, I'm referring to my husband. At the end of the day, that's my partner. That's my second half. So, for all of those who watching, all of those who are watching this and say, "Oh, she's man-centered," honey, I am a husband-centered for sure.
Okay,
happily. Okay, that is my rock. Paper, scissors. It's all of it. So when my husband asks, when he usually comes to me and we're having a conversation about something. So right now I'm investing in real estate. And he'll ask me, like, I'll come to him with the finished conversation. I've had the conversation in my head. And he'll ask me 1,000 questions, and I hate questions. I don't know why. But I do know why. Because the questions you're asking me, I have already had this conversation.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm repeating myself, but I'm really not. I have to explain that to him because we were, I was like, I don't know how to explain this to you, but It's only because I've already answered it. But I've already planned it out in my head. I saw the negatives. I saw the positives. What would happen if I don't actually see a plan B. I think that's also another thing.
We're touching something. I don't believe in plan Bs.
I don't believe in plan Bs.
I just made a TikTok video, and like the reason why a lot of people are failing is because they have a plan B, because it makes them settle for the next comfortable life.
Exactly.
I don't believe in plan B. You can have a plan of a plan, but not like plan B, like an alternative.
Yeah, I don't.
So tell me your thought process on plan B.
I just don't. What is? I feel like if you have a plan B, that means you are prepared for plan A to fail. Prepared to what they call it? They say be prepared for. What is it? Prepared for what is the saying? The saying is preparedness is preparation is something. Whatever the thing is. And I'm like, so you have a plan B because you're prepared to fail at plan A. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I get when people say, okay, what's the alternative? To say the alternative is this versus to say I have a plan B, because plan B is telling me that plan A has failed. To tell me you have an alternative is just like, okay, so A is looking at a shape, so the alternative is still A, just reshaped.
Exactly. Plan of a plan.
Yes. So
to get you to the same goal, but it might be a different strategy. It might be a different method.
Yeah, but it's not a plan B.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so my husband comes to me, so what's plan B? I didn't think that far. Like,
I'm just focused on this right now.
What are you talking about? So yeah, but okay. So I say organized chaos. Like I said, I have a conversation in my head, and I come to you with the end result, right? And it's funny you're talking about a planner, because I was thinking about this a few days ago. I said I need a planner for people who have. It might be ADHD, but it might be a very severe level.
Girl.
Because like I'm borderline OCD, and then I have ADHD tendencies.
I am going to send you the planner once it come out.
Okay.
So let me know how you love it. Like,
okay.
I'm
going
gonna
to
send
also talk to a person who doesn't like writing. So I don't like writing.
The digital version is coming out next year.
Okay.
Next year.
So it's also, and right now I'm an AI person. So a lot of things I have automated.
Exactly.
I'm just not that person. And it's funny because I don't know how to manage my life, but I manage other people's life beautifully. Perfectly. My clients love me for that. So yeah. There's not really a plan.
Once you find a system that works for you, please let me know.
I will.
I want to know how you find the balance with tech, but maybe AI, maybe an app or something to just run your life on a system.
Being an entrepreneur, being a mother, and being a wife. That's really what I have to explain on how to manage. Because people ask me all the time, how are you doing it? And I just look at them, and I look in the mirror, and I say, I don't know.
A day at a time. A day at a time.
A minute at a time. A minute.
Let's talk about entrepreneurship really quickly. You have a new business.
Yes.
And tell us about that.
So CureSec. CureSec is a healthcare cybersecurity company where we have curated a turnkey solution for small business owners. I will say specifically within healthcare. So dental offices, small clinics. One day we'll be in hospitals, but what we created was a plug and play where you plug our product in and we're able to tell you your current landscape, compliance, threats, vulnerabilities, etc. So that's currently what we have coming out. Hopefully we'll be having like a launch party here soon.
Nice. That's really nice. And so like they you sign them on, and then it's a yearly
it becomes a yearly subscription. We do have different tiers. All of these things are still being worked out. The kinks are being worked out right now. I'm really focused on the product because the product is what builds our brand. So even if I sell it at $1, guess what? That $1 is going to tell me if our product is working or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the thing. When it comes to entrepreneurship and what you're currently doing, you have to remember that you're a mother. Give yourself grace. When you do business, you're going to hear kids in the background.
Like right now.
Yeah,
I don't know if they can hear it, but like right now.
That happens. And I had to learn this from one of my really closest friends. She's a medical doctor, a professional. She, she has her own business. We've had business meetings with others, and I was basically her assistant during that time. And sometimes she had to bring her child and breastfeed right there.
That's it. Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're a new mother at that.
Yeah.
They're going to hear kids. Okay.
The background.
When I'm at work and we have
people
calls,
joining,
my son will come in, Mama, and I will answer him, yes. Because at the end of the day, I do understand this is my job, but
he's not going anywhere. Exactly. At least not right now. Right?
Exactly.
When I close, I have to sit with him. So.
Exactly. And a job will let you go within a matter of seconds.
Exactly.
So those seconds could have been given to my son in the way that he really treasures them. Like I believe in that wholeheartedly. I don't feel like we should be neglecting our children. For jobs.
A part of me was like really excited when I got laid off, because at that time she was just like 3 months and I had to go back in, and she's just on like breast milk. She doesn't take formula. So like I was going in like just 2-3 weeks in, my breast milk dropped drastically, even though I was trying to pump at work and on breaks, and I was just like so stressed. I have to get in traffic, and I'm like, when I got laid off, I'm like, okay, now what is the thing that my heart really wants to pursue, and I want to go full in, and I'm like, okay, this is it. This is it.
And you're doing
it. Yeah, thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
We've said a lot on today's episode with Dr. O, from bootstrapping yourself from nothing to really writing down your plans and how you would get there. But there's the first question that you need to answer. Who am I really? What is your identity anchored in, and how does that dictate the phases and seasons of your life in which you find yourself? And that is why I'm here, to help you reveal your true identity. I would like to invite you to my one-on-one coaching experience, Identity to Impact. This is where women come to shed smallness and align with their purpose. During our time together, I will go through my identity framework with you that leads to unleashing your authority in your field of interest, as well as how to build authority on this identity. We will then move to how to carve out your vision to build out that you've put on the shelf for so long. It is time to unleash your power. It is time for you to be seen. It is time for you to rise up and stop shrinking in rooms that you are called to lead. To get started with me, DM me the word identity on Instagram or go on my website, imjalore.com. All this information will be in the show notes or the description below. So let's go back to Dr. O. Do you have any last word for the guests?
Walk in every room like you the whitest man there. I say that because these white men, they walk in there with no worry in the world. And us black women, yes, we can walk around with our heads up high and our stiletto heels. However, some of us feel like, even though we're doing that, we're still not. But we are. Look at Jasmine Crockett, honey, running for Texas Senate.
She does not miss a beat. She don't miss a bit. She
don't miss a beat.
Yeah.
And just like her, you too can be in any and every room you aspire to be in. Don't let society tell you don't belong there. Because you very much do.
And don't tell yourself you don't belong there.
Right.
Yeah, because society may not say anything, but you're telling yourself what you think the society is saying.
Because I look in the mirror and say, who's the prettiest of them all?
Moi.
Okay. Moi. And I hope every other woman that's in the room with me feel the exact same way about themselves.
Yes.
Right? And that's really it. Just know you got this. Got this. All right.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I don't know if there's any last thing you want to share, how people want to find you. I know you do have like a LinkedIn page.
Yes.
So
I prefer people to come on LinkedIn because if you go to any other platform, I'm not professional. So I tell people, you come to my TikTok, you're not looking for professionalism. You looking for me.
okay.
But LinkedIn, you can find me. I'm Tolani Olasonye. If you do want to see the other side of life, you can come to TikTok, which is o.tolani on TikTok. I don't have an Instagram for those who are wondering. So
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us and listening to Made for Influence podcast with our guest today, Dr. Omotolani Olasonye. And it's your host, Juliet Olabanji. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.